Welcome back, folks. Yes, it is bitterly cold out there, but rugby carries on. Nice to have you back with us here on Cape Rugby TV, on Cape Town TV, DSTV channel 263. We talk every week about what's happening in Western Province Club Rugby, our clubs across the board, our leagues, the logs, the results, and the fixtures right here on Cape Town TV. Remember, of course, every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and then on a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now, one of the things that we do is we offer you the opportunity to send us your jerseys. So, folks, you will notice tonight that some of the new jerseys are in the back. And if you look, for example, just as an example, some of the jerseys behind me here now, we'll look at Milnerton, for example. Cyril Tech is a sponsor to Milnerton Rugby Club, and Motive Apps is a sponsor to False Bay. And so you see the exposure that we give for our clubs. Renzel, one of your jerseys, Hamilton's Rugby Football Club. You guys got a new sponsor, Wigs. Yeah. You would put your jersey up here in place of the old jersey, correct?
That is correct, James.
All right.
Yes.
All right. And CPUT, Alistair, I haven't seen your jersey in the back here.
I've seen it floating around at the back.
Is it there?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have got a jersey, right? Just want to make sure they actually
we just can't have external sponsors on our jersey. It's only the university name.
All right, folks. Renzo, welcome back. It's been a bit of a wet weekend for everybody.
Yeah, no, it's, as you can see, I'm fully covered because it's very cold.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the wet weather is keeping the guys away from the field.
How did you know? At which stage did you know last week? I mean, last week there were a lot of games scheduled, and by the time that we got to Saturday night, we realized it was game off, game off. At which stage did you guys know in the week that the games were being cancelled?
Look, they actually started on Monday already because obviously you look at the weather and all that, but I think it was by Thursday evening, Friday morning early. I think Western Province and the city sent out an email to the clubs just to notify them that unfortunately games are off.
I think that communication on the city came on Tuesday already.
Yeah.
The city's communication.
The city email came through,
Under normal conditions, Alistair, if it isn't a formal notification from Western Province or a formal notification from the city, at which stage do you make the call?
Well, the two clubs make the call with the ref on the day. Some clubs will push to play, obviously.
On the day?
On the day.
Maybe on the Friday send out a message, guys, cancel?
It depends what clubs, what facility it is.
Yeah.
Different clubs have different drainage, etc. But on the day, the last call could be made by the ref on the day before the fixture takes place, if the field is safe to play on.
Of course, it's one of those things that you want to try and get it decided as soon as possible, so players aren't having to travel. And
yes, logistics for the club, traveling costs, all of those type of things.
All right, so it is a challenging times at the moment. Let's take a look for you at the results that came in on the weekend. Of course, still a lot of action. Super League B, we saw Franschhoek 23-19 over NTK. Collegians 49-29 over Primrose, and then Belleville with that 13-12 win over Vineyards. All right, guys, we're going to take a look at that, but we'll take a look at the Collegians Primrose game. But Franschhoek and NTK, Rens, your thoughts?
I think that's actually a very good one for Franschhoek, seeing that NTK is in top tier of the log. So for them, and it's always tough to go that far from NTK traveling to Franschhoek, and especially when you play on that side of the field against that hill there, it's tough to play there.
Yeah, Alistair, you want to come in there?
Yeah, I was just surprised that the game took place because that field was, I saw a couple of highlights, and the field was really, really in a bad condition.
The highlights, I'm assuming, were on the Weather Channel. Right, so, congratulations, folks, to the teams there. In Super League B, then, of course, that at the moment puts Goodwood at the top of the log. You can see on the log here now, Goodwood, Collegians, and then Franschhoek, Bellard, Kraaifontein, Primrose, and NTK just hovering around there and in position number 7, followed by Macassar and Hamadias. Yeah, Renzo, if you look at that log there,
I'm actually surprised.
There's still quite a bit of room to play still.
Look, James, if you look at the log, top 6, I think, it's going to be tough. I think if you look, probably 9 or maybe even 8 only can look getting into that top 6.
Yeah.
Because it's, I think this time of the season, But obviously with the rain cancelling some of the games, there's still a lot of games to play. I think most of the teams have 7 games to play.
Yeah.
So yeah, still a lot of rugby.
Well,
rugby
NTK is hovering around at position 7 on the log there, and Murray and the guys from NTK, they sent us a little training video from behind the scenes, even in the cold weather. Let's take a look. All right, folks, welcome back. There's a couple of highlights there from NTK. Nice to see the guys in training. Alistair, CPUT is, of course, playing against NTK this coming weekend. So we're going to ask that you don't look at that footage there. But I'm sure that you've got enough other spies out there to keep an eye on things. Is that something that coaches do? Is but today you guys are sharing everything.
Yeah, look, I got myself and Mari, the director of rugby, has a good relationship. NTK and CPUT has a good relationship.
Yeah.
You know, so I know there's people out there does it. I mean, in the paper in the week, Rassie and Catlin are still going at it about Catlin feeling that Rassie inspired on him. But
Really?
no, man, you know, it's you're out there to help one another.
Yeah.
You know, yes, in the 4 lines on the day you're playing and there's competitiveness, but after that game is done, how can we collab? How can we grow?
Just from a video point of view, Renzo, it just goes to show how easy it is that, I mean, in a case like that, Arthur and Murray and the guys sent a couple of videos there from NTK. And that means that NTK now gets spoken about, Connect NTK get exposure, the company itself that is involved with it, and it sparks all the other conversation. Yeah. And all of a sudden, NTK is on the map, just from sending a 60-second video.
Yeah, I think that's as easy as it is.
Yeah.
You know, take your phone out because you do it now on socials. So you can just take it out, send it to Cape Rugby TV.
There was nothing fancy in that video.
Nothing fancy. Just hold it in your hand, take a 10-second clip and 10-second clip there. At the end of the day, you see you're sitting with a 2-minute clip.
If I just put my coach's hat on there, right? Me seeing who's available, who's playing there, who's available on training. Okay, we still got a session left a week. What they're going through on training. You know, you can already start play. You could plan, put something together going into Thursday session.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
so
folks.
Something you can take out of there.
We've got a couple of videos then that did come in. We've got something from Silvertree, Temperance and Cities, Albions, and of course we are going to bring you some of those highlights again from Brackenfell and SK Warmers, match from last week. But the big game that we're going to still be looking at, so you can't go away, is of course Primrose and Collegians. Collegians had home ground advantage. This is a derby that people have been speaking about for a very long time. We'll take a break. When we come back, we carry on talking club rugby. Back in a sec.